In the heart of a dense jungle, there lived a magnificent tiger named Theo. Theo was not like other tigers. He was known far and wide for his bravery and his daring adventures. One day, as Theo prowled through the thick underbrush, he stumbled upon a group of animals gathered in a clearing, their faces filled with fear. They explained that a ferocious dragon had taken up residence in their jungle, terrorizing the inhabitants and wreaking havoc wherever it went. Without hesitation, Theo knew he had to do something to help. With a brave heart and a determined spirit, he called upon the other animals of the jungle to join him in a daring adventure to confront the dragon and reclaim their home. As they set off through the dense foliage, Theo's courage guided them through the tangled vines and towering trees. He led the way with unwavering determination, his eyes ablaze with the fire of bravery. With each step forward, Theo's bravery inspired the other animals to stand tall beside him. They journeyed through the jungle, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation for the battle ahead. As they reached the dragon's lair, they were met with a fearsome sight. The dragon's fiery breath lighting up the sky and its massive claws tearing through the earth. But Theo refused to back down. With a mighty roar that echoed through the jungle, Theo charged forward, his bravery unmatched by any adversary. The other animals followed suit, their determination burning bright as they faced off against the dragon. In a fierce battle that raged throughout the day and into the night, Theo and his allies fought bravely against the dragon, their courage shining bright in the face of danger. With every swipe of his claws and every roar of defiance, Theo inspired the other animals to fight with all their might. And in the end, it was Theo's bravery that prevailed. With a final leap and a mighty roar, he delivered the decisive blow that sent the dragon fleeing into the depths of the jungle, never to be seen again. The animals cheered and celebrated Theo as their hero, showering him with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, he was known as the triumphant tiger, the brave hero who saved their jungle from the clutches of the dragon. And as the sun rose over the jungle, casting a warm golden glow across the land, Theo stood tall and proud, knowing that with bravery and determination, anything is possible. In a lush green garden filled with vibrant flowers and towering trees, there lived an inspiring inchworm named Ivy. Ivy was not like other inchworms. She was known far and wide for her adventurous spirit and her ability to inspire others to follow their dreams. One sunny morning, as Ivy was inching her way along a winding vine, she heard a faint cry for help coming from the other side of the garden. Curious, she hurried over to investigate and found a group of butterflies gathered around a fallen caterpillar, their wings drooping with sadness. The caterpillar explained that he had always dreamed of flying like the butterflies, but he was too afraid to take the leap and transform into a butterfly himself. Without hesitation, Ivy knew she had to help. With a brave heart and an adventurous spirit, Ivy called upon the other insects of the garden to join her in a daring adventure to help the caterpillar achieve his dream of flight. As they set off through the garden, Ivy's inspiring words and adventurous tales guided them along the twisting paths and hidden trails. She led the way with unwavering determination, her eyes shining with excitement for the journey ahead. With each step forward, Ivy's courage inspired the other insects to overcome their fears and embrace the unknown. They journeyed through the garden, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation for what lay ahead. As they reached the edge of the garden, they encountered a towering oak tree with branches reaching up towards the sky. With a determined spirit, Ivy and her companions began to climb, their tiny legs carrying them higher and higher into the air. With each branch they scaled, Ivy's adventurous spirit shone bright, encouraging the other insects to follow her lead. And finally, after much effort and perseverance, they reached the top of the tree, where a beautiful butterfly awaited them. With a gentle touch of her wings, the butterfly transformed the caterpillar into a magnificent butterfly, his dream of flight finally realized. The other insects cheered and celebrated Ivy as their hero, showering her with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, Ivy was known as the inspiring inchworm, the brave hero who helped others achieve their dreams through her adventurous spirit. And as she watched the newly transformed butterfly take flight for the first time, her heart swelled with pride, knowing that her bravery had made a difference in the lives of others. In a quaint little forest nestled between two towering mountains, there lived a tiny sparrow named Sarah. Sarah was known far and wide for her selfless nature and her unwavering bravery. One day, as Sarah was flitting from branch to branch, she overheard a group of animals discussing a great danger that threatened their home. A massive boulder had become dislodged from the mountainside, poised to roll down and crush their beloved forest. Without hesitation, Sarah knew she had to do something to help. With a brave heart and a determined spirit, she called upon the other animals of the forest to join her in a daring adventure to save their home from destruction. As they set off towards the mountains, Sarah's selflessness guided them through the dense undergrowth and winding paths. She led the way with unwavering courage, her eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. With each step forward, Sarah's bravery inspired the other animals to follow her lead. They journeyed through the forest, their hearts filled with determination to protect their home from harm. As they reached the base of the mountain, they were met with the sight of the massive boulder looming overhead, threatening to come crashing down at any moment. With a determined spirit, Sarah devised a plan to stop the boulder and save their forest. With a mighty flap of her wings, Sarah flew up to the top of the mountain, her heart pounding with fear, but her resolve unwavering. With every ounce of strength she possessed, she pushed against the boulder, using all her might to keep it from rolling down and destroying their home. As she strained against the weight of the boulder, Sarah felt her strength begin to wane. But just as she was about to give up hope, she felt a gentle breeze ruffle her feathers, lifting her spirits and giving her the strength to carry on. With one final push, Sarah managed to stop the boulder in its tracks, saving the forest from certain destruction. The animals cheered and celebrated her as their hero, showering her with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, Sarah was known as the sacrificing sparrow, the brave hero who sacrificed herself to save their home. And as she watched over the forest from her perch atop the mountain, her heart filled with pride, knowing that her selflessness had saved the day. Once upon a time, in the heart of an ancient forest, there lived a wise old owl named Ollie. Ollie was not just any ordinary owl. He was known far and wide for his wisdom and integrity. His nest, nestled high atop the tallest oak tree, was a place of solace and guidance for all the creatures of the forest. One sunny morning, as Ollie was perched on a branch, contemplating the mysteries of the world below, he heard a faint cry for help. Without hesitation, he spread his wings and soared towards the source of the distress. Deep within the forest, he found a young rabbit named Robbie trapped in a thicket, surrounded by thorns. With a gentle touch and a few wise words, Ollie helped free Robbie from the thorns. Grateful and awestruck by the owl's bravery, Robbie begged Ollie to teach him the ways of courage and adventure. Ollie saw the spark of potential in Robbie's eyes and agreed to mentor him. Together, they embarked on a series of brave adventures throughout the forest. They rescued stranded birds, outsmarted cunning foxes, and even braved the depths of a dark and mysterious cave. But amidst their adventures, Ollie never forgot the importance of integrity. He taught Robbie that true bravery came not only from facing danger, but also from staying true to oneself and doing what was right, even when it was difficult. As the seasons passed and Robbie grew into a brave and noble rabbit, he realized that his greatest adventure was not the dangers he faced, but the lessons he learned from Ollie about integrity, compassion, and friendship. One day, as the sun set on the forest, Ollie gathered all the woodland creatures beneath his tree. With a proud smile, he announced that Robbie was ready to embark on his own journey, spreading courage and kindness wherever he went. And so, with the wisdom of the wise owl in his heart, Robbie set off into the world, ready to face whatever adventures awaited him, guided always by the integrity instilled in him by his beloved mentor, Ollie the wise owl. In the rolling hills of a picturesque countryside, there lived a loyal llama named Lily. Lily was not like other llamas. She was known far and wide for her unwavering loyalty and her courageous spirit. One day, as Lily was grazing in the meadow, she heard a distress call coming from the nearby village. Rushing to investigate, she found the villagers gathered around their homes, their faces filled with fear. They explained that a fierce pack of wolves had descended upon the village, threatening to attack their livestock and destroy their homes. Without hesitation, Lily knew she had to do something to help. With a brave heart and a determined spirit, Lily called upon the other animals of the countryside to join her in a daring adventure to protect the village from the marauding wolves. As they set off through the fields and forests, Lily's loyalty guided them through the winding paths and hidden trails. She led the way with unwavering determination, her eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. As they approached the village, Lily's keen senses detected the scent of the wolves on the wind. With a fierce determination, she rallied the other animals to stand together against the approaching threat. With Lily leading the charge, they launched a brave attack against the wolves, driving them back with their sheer numbers and unwavering loyalty to the village. In a fierce battle that raged throughout the night, Lily and her allies fought bravely against the wolves, protecting the village with all their might. With every kick and spit, Lily inspired her fellow animals to fight with all their strength, their loyalty unmatched by any adversary. And in the end, it was Lily's unwavering loyalty that prevailed. With a final charge that sent the wolves fleeing into the darkness, she saved the village from certain destruction. The villagers cheered and celebrated Lily as their hero, showering her with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, she was known as the Loyal Llama, the brave hero who protected their village with her unwavering loyalty. And as the sun rose over the rolling hills, casting a warm golden glow across the countryside, Lily stood tall and proud, knowing that with courage, determination, and unwavering loyalty, anything is possible. In a lush green meadow, surrounded by towering trees, there lived a trusty tortoise named Timothy. Timothy was not like other tortoises. He was known far and wide for his unwavering trustworthiness and his courageous heart. One day, as Timothy was plodding along the meadow, he stumbled upon a group of animals gathered in a circle, their faces filled with worry. They explained that a precious treasure had been stolen from their village, and they didn't know who to trust to help them retrieve it. With a determined spirit and a brave heart, Timothy knew he had to do something to help. He called upon the other animals of the meadow to join him in a daring adventure, to track down the thief and return the stolen treasure to its rightful owners. As they set off through the meadow, Timothy's trustworthiness guided them through the winding paths and hidden trails. He led the way with unwavering integrity, his eyes scanning the landscape for any sign of the thief. With each step forward, Timothy's courage inspired the other animals to trust in his leadership. They followed him through the thick underbrush and across babbling brooks, their faith in his trustworthiness unwavering. As they approached the edge of the forest, Timothy's keen eyes spotted a glimmer of light through the trees. With a determined stride, he led the other animals deeper into the forest, following the trail of clues left behind by the thief. And finally, after many hours of searching, they came upon the thief's hiding place, a dark and foreboding cave hidden deep within the heart of the forest. With a steady resolve, Timothy and his companions ventured into the cave, ready to confront the thief and reclaim the stolen treasure. In a daring showdown that echoed through the cavernous depths of the cave, Timothy and his allies faced off against the thief, their courage shining bright in the face of danger. With each step forward, Timothy's trustworthiness and bravery inspired the other animals to stand tall beside him, their faith in his leadership unwavering. And in the end, it was Timothy's trustworthiness that prevailed. With a clever maneuver and a courageous leap, he outsmarted the thief and reclaimed the stolen treasure, returning it to its rightful owners in the village. The animals cheered and celebrated Timothy as their hero, showering him with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, he was known as the trusty tortoise, the brave hero who proved that trustworthiness and courage go hand in hand. And as the sun set over the lush green meadow, casting a warm golden glow across the land, Timothy stood tall and proud, knowing that with trustworthiness and bravery, anything is possible. In a bustling seaside village, there lived a curious crab named Clara. Clara was unlike any other crab. She was known far and wide for her creativity and her knack for crafting beautiful creations out of shells and driftwood. One day, as Clara was scuttling along the sandy shore, she stumbled upon a group of fishermen in distress. Their fishing boats had been damaged in a fierce storm, leaving them unable to catch the fish they needed to feed their families. Filled with compassion and a desire to help, Clara knew she had to do something. With a brave heart and a determined spirit, she called upon the other sea creatures to join her in a daring adventure to save the fishermen and their village from hunger. As they set off into the deep blue sea, Clara's creative mind whirled with ideas. She knew they needed to find a way to help the fishermen catch fish without their boats. With each wave that crashed against the shore, Clara's creativity sparked new ideas. She crafted intricate traps and clever contraptions out of shells and seaweed, using her knowledge of the sea to outsmart the fish and lead them into the waiting nets of the fishermen. As the other sea creatures worked tirelessly to put Clara's creations into action, they marveled at her ingenuity and determination. With each obstacle they faced, Clara's bravery and resourcefulness shone bright, inspiring them to press on in the face of adversity. And finally, after many hours of hard work and perseverance, they succeeded in catching enough fish to feed the village for weeks to come. The villagers cheered and celebrated Clara as their hero, showering her with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, she was known as the Creative Crab, the brave hero who saved their village with her ingenious creations. And as the sun set over the sparkling sea, casting a warm golden glow across the water, Clara scuttled along the shore, her heart filled with pride, knowing that with courage, determination, and a little creativity, anything is possible. In the heart of the African savanna, there lived a resourceful rhino named Reggie. Reggie was not like other rhinos. He was known far and wide for his ingenuity and his ability to solve even the most difficult problems. One day, as Reggie was grazing on the tall grasses of the savanna, he heard a cry for help coming from the nearby watering hole. Rushing to investigate, he found a group of animals gathered around the edge of the water, their faces filled with fear. They explained that a baby elephant had become trapped in the muddy waters of the watering hole, unable to free itself. Without hesitation, Reggie knew he had to do something to help. With a brave heart and a determined spirit, Reggie called upon the other animals to join him in a daring adventure to rescue the baby elephant from the treacherous waters. As they approached the watering hole, Reggie's mind whirled with ideas. He knew they needed to find a way to lift the baby elephant out of the mud without harming it. With each step forward, Reggie's resourcefulness guided them through the difficult terrain. He crafted a makeshift pulley system out of vines and branches, using his immense strength to hoist the baby elephant out of the mud and onto dry land. As the other animals worked tirelessly to put Reggie's plan into action, they marveled at his ingenuity and determination. With each obstacle they faced, Reggie's bravery and resourcefulness shone bright, inspiring them to press on in the face of adversity. And finally, after many hours of hard work and perseverance, they succeeded in rescuing the baby elephant from the muddy waters of the watering hole. The animals cheered and celebrated Reggie as their hero, showering him with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, he was known as the resourceful rhino, the brave hero who saved the baby elephant from certain disaster. And as the sun set over the African savanna, casting a warm golden glow across the land, Reggie stood tall and proud, knowing that with courage, determination, and a little resourcefulness, anything is possible. Once upon a time, in the heart of the African savanna, there lived a majestic lion named Leo. Leo was not just any lion. He was the leader of his pride, respected by all for his wisdom and courage. One day, a great danger loomed over the savanna. A fierce pack of hyenas had descended upon the land, threatening to devour the peaceful animals and plunder their homes. With a roar that echoed across the plains, Leo knew he had to act. With a brave heart and a resolute spirit, he called upon the other animals of the savanna to join him in a daring adventure to confront the hyenas and drive them away. Together, they formed a mighty coalition. Zebras and giraffes, elephants and antelopes, all united in their quest to protect their home from the marauding invaders. With Leo leading the way, they set off across the savanna, their hearts filled with determination and courage. Along the way, they encountered many challenges: raging rivers, towering cliffs, and treacherous swamps. But they pressed on, undeterred by the obstacles in their path. Finally, they reached the hyena's den, a dark and foreboding cave hidden deep within the heart of the savanna. With a mighty roar, Leo and his allies launched their attack, their bravery shining bright in the face of danger. In a fierce battle that raged throughout the night, Leo and his coalition fought bravely against the hyenas, driving them back with each powerful blow. With every roar and swipe of his mighty paw, Leo inspired his fellow animals to fight with all their might, their courage unmatched by any adversary. And in the end, it was Leo's courageous leadership that prevailed. With a final roar that shook the earth, he sent the hyenas fleeing into the darkness, their tails between their legs. The animals of the savanna cheered and celebrated Leo as their hero, showering him with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, he was known as the leader lion, the brave hero who led his friends on a courageous adventure to protect their home. And as the sun set over the African savanna, casting a warm golden glow across the land, Leo stood tall and proud, knowing that with courage and determination, anything is possible. Once upon a time, in a lush tropical jungle, there lived an ingenious iguana named Iggy. Iggy was not like other iguanas. He was known far and wide for his cleverness and his knack for coming up with brilliant ideas. One day, as Iggy was basking in the warm sunlight on a mossy rock, he noticed a group of animals gathered nearby, their faces filled with worry. They explained that their jungle home was in danger. A mighty river had burst its banks, flooding the forest and threatening to wash away their homes. With a determined spirit and a quick mind, Iggy knew he had to help. With a brave heart, he called upon the other animals to join him in a daring adventure to save their beloved jungle from destruction. As they set off through the flooded forest, Iggy's mind whirled with ideas. He knew they needed to find a way to divert the raging river and protect their homes from the rising waters. With each step forward, Iggy's ingenious ideas guided them through the treacherous terrain. He devised clever traps and makeshift dams, using vines and branches to channel the water away from their homes. As the other animals worked tirelessly to put Iggy's ideas into action, they marveled at his ingenuity and determination. With each obstacle they faced, Iggy's bravery and resourcefulness shone bright, inspiring them to press on in the face of adversity. And finally, after many hours of hard work and perseverance, they succeeded in diverting the river away from the jungle, saving their homes from certain destruction. The animals cheered and celebrated Iggy as their hero, showering him with gratitude and praise. From that day forward, he was known as the ingenious iguana, the brave hero who saved their jungle with his brilliant ideas. And as the sun set over the flooded forest, casting a warm golden glow across the land, Iggy stood tall and proud, knowing that with courage, determination, and a little ingenuity, anything is possible.